You can't truly dominate the world if your aura is fragile. Yet most people today are constantly fighting to be heard, seen, and noticed. They exhaust themselves talking, justifying, and trying to convince others, never quite grasping that true power isn't spoken, it's felt. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. A person who talks too much loses influence, but someone whose mere presence commands respect, that person reigns without ever needing to raise their voice. If you want to learn how to forge your aura and dominate without ever shouting, then subscribe right now, because the rest of this video is going to arm you in a way no one has ever taught you before. Look around you. The most powerful people aren't the ones who scream. They're the ones who walk into a room and change the energy without saying a single word. Their gaze, their silence, their posture, it's all they need to set the rules. This power doesn't come from luck or birth. It's forged. It's an invisible weapon, an aura. It's the sum of your control, your mystery, and your emotional coolness. It's your ability to stay calm when everyone else is panicking, to remain silent when others are explaining themselves, to observe when others are reacting. Every single time you refrain from speaking just to prove a point, you strengthen your aura. Every single time you withdraw your attention from those who try to test you, you become more unpredictable. And in a world driven by ego, the unpredictable person becomes formidable. You need to understand one thing. The more you try to be understood, the more you lose your authority. Because people don't respect what they understand too quickly. They respect what they can't quite figure out, what they can't read, what they feel without being able to explain it. That's where the key to silent charisma lies. Powerful people don't fidget. They don't chase after others. They let others chase after their validation, and that validation becomes rare, precious, almost unattainable. That's how the power of attraction works. Remember this: the more distant you are, the more you attract. Machiavelli said that an intelligent person should always hide their intentions, because mystery sparks curiosity, and curiosity leads to submission. When others try to guess what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you want, they waste their energy on you. Meanwhile, you move forward in silence, free. But building an untouchable aura demands rare discipline. You'll have to unlearn the need to be liked, approved, and understood. You'll have to accept being misunderstood, because someone who wants to please everyone becomes a slave to others' opinions, while someone who accepts being misunderstood becomes their own master. Your silence must be a weapon, not a weakness. Every word you hold back should weigh more heavily than 1,000 empty words. And when you do speak, your tone, your rhythm, your gaze should pierce like a cold blade. Machiavelli said, "People judge more by their eyes than by their intelligence. What you project matters more than what you say. So be precise in your appearance, in your gaze, in the way you walk. Every gesture should say, 'I have nothing to prove.' Every silence should say, 'I see everything.' And every presence should say, 'I am the center of gravity, not the one revolving around it.' The world watches you even when you think it's ignoring you. The way you sit, your gaze, your facial expression, your calm in moments of tension, all of it speaks for you. You don't need words to assert your authority. You need absolute control. Don't try to correct your image. Create an image so solid that it becomes your shield. When people talk behind your back, let them. Their need to talk proves your impact. A lion doesn't explain why it roars. It roars and silence falls. Become that lion. But be careful. Calm without power isn't impressive. If you want your silence to be respected, you must first build inner strength. Work on your body, your gaze, your discipline, your finances, your intelligence, because your aura feeds on what you master. A person who controls themselves inspires confidence. A person who doesn't control themselves, even if they're silent, radiates fear, doubt, and weakness. Look at the great leaders, the strategists, the conquerors. They all have that same quality. They are present yet inaccessible, close yet mysterious. You feel they can understand you, but you can't fathom them. It's this duality that makes them legends. When you walk down the street, people should feel that your mind is elsewhere, that you're thinking further ahead than them, that you live on a different mental plane. Don't smile to be accepted. Smile only when you want to disarm. Don't speak to be understood. Speak only to direct. Don't react to provocation. Observe it, because every single time you react, you lower yourself to the level of the one who provoked you. Machiavelli said that fear is more stable than love, but what he meant was that respect born of mastery is more lasting than that born of sympathy. Your goal isn't to be loved. Your goal is to be felt. You must become an emotional enigma, a person whose intentions can't be read in their eyes. When someone doesn't know what you're feeling, they project their own emotions onto you, and that's where you take control. They doubt, they question, they observe you, and the more they observe you, the more they elevate you. Never reveal yourself completely. Even in victory, keep a part of yourself hidden. Even in defeat, maintain a part of your calm. This contrast creates the aura. The aura is that impression that others can never fully grasp you. They can look at you, admire you, imitate you, but they can't understand you. And it's precisely this mystery that creates power. You should no longer behave like someone seeking validation. You should behave like someone who is already validated. It's a mental posture. When you enter somewhere, tell yourself, I have nothing to prove. I am the one they need to understand, not the other way around. And you'll see that everything changes. The glances, the reactions, the behaviors. People sense your assurance even before you open your mouth. Silence, gaze, slowness, control. These are the signs of power. Nervous people move too quickly. Weak people talk too loudly. Powerful people move slowly, speak little, and never let their emotions show. Because in a world of chaos, the one who remains calm becomes a god. You should repeat this phrase to yourself every single morning. I chase no one. I explain nothing. I create respect through my consistency. That's how your aura is forged day after day. And the more your calm grows, the more dangerous you become. Now, listen closely. Your silence isn't just a defense. It's a psychological weapon. When you refuse to react, you force others to expose themselves. You let them talk, justify themselves, contradict themselves, reveal themselves. And while they exhaust themselves trying to understand you, you remain in control of the game. This is how you dominate without speaking. The untouchable aura isn't a mask. It's a second skin. It's not created by imitating, but by subtracting. You must strip away everything that weakens you. The need to prove, to please, to respond. Every emotional reaction steals a piece of your power. Every single time you defend yourself, you unconsciously say, you can reach me. And from there, your authority collapses. Machiavelli knew that true power isn't visible. It's what others imagine. When your silence becomes a mirror, everyone projects their fear, their admiration, or their respect onto it. You don't control people directly. You control their perception, and that's much stronger. The aura is the invisible mastery of perceptions. It's the ability to let others guess what you might do without ever showing it. When you remain calm, their imagination does the rest. They fill your silence with their own scenarios. And the more their imagination works, the more your power grows. The weak need to explain themselves. The powerful let others guess. When you understand this truth, you no longer chase validation. You understand that everything is a matter of energy. The one who sets the mental pace controls the scene. If you remain anchored, slow, cool, your energy becomes dominant, and everything that moves too quickly around you eventually submits to your rhythm. Look at predators in nature. They never move first. They wait, they observe. Their calm instills fear. It's not speed that creates domination. It's patience. The more impassive you remain in the face of attacks, the more feared you become. And you'll see that people will test you. They'll want to break your calm, make you react, make you lose control. But that's precisely where you must shine. When someone provokes you, don't fight them. Observe them. Your gaze alone should be enough to remind them that they've just entered your territory. No words needed. Your energy should say, you are not on my level. It's a silent war, a war of attention, emotion, perception. And those who talk too much always lose. The world belongs to those who impose their mental rhythm. This rhythm is built every single day in invisible details. Your posture, your breathing, your gaze, your timing. When you slow down your body, you slow down your mind. When you slow down your mind, you control the world around you. But be careful, the aura doesn't tolerate inconsistency. You can't pretend to be calm while living a chaotic life. You must align your mind, your body, your environment. External calm only works if your inner self is solid. And this solidity doesn't come from luck, but from discipline. Silence your mind before trying to create silence around you. True domination begins within, when nothing affects you emotionally anymore. When you can hear criticism, betrayal, provocation, and remain impassive, then your aura becomes impenetrable. People will feel that they can't reach you, and that's when they'll start to respect you. Not because you're physically strong, but because you're unshakable. The strength that doesn't waver inspires submission, even without a threat. You must understand that humans are attracted to what they can't comprehend. That's why cold, calm, silent people fascinate. They force others to question themselves. They become living enigmas, and the human mind hates unanswered enigmas. It seeks to solve them. It comes back again and again. That's why a mysterious person attracts more than a noisy one. Your silence must be magnetic. Your gaze must say everything your mouth holds back. And your presence must make one thing clear. You don't need approval because you are already complete. But for your aura to be indestructible, you also need to learn emotional coolness. Not the coolness of an empty heart, but that of a sovereign mind. It's the ability not to be dominated by your impulses. When you master your inner fire, you become unattainable. People can love you, betray you, admire you, hate you. None of that should break your center. This is how you transition from the status of an easily influenced person to that of a legendary one. Remember, you don't need to speak for people to listen to you. You only need to embody calm and mastery. Your slowness, your composed tone, your steady gaze, all of this hypnotizes more than a speech. Words are temporary, but presence is eternal. And that's where Machiavelli would be proud of you, because you are finally applying his supreme law. Never show all your power, let them guess it. Make sure those around you always wonder how far you can go. Never give them the answer. Let their minds do the work. Mystery fuels fear. Fear fuels respect. A person who talks too much loses control of their image. But a person who remains silent becomes the master of the narrative, because the world speaks in their place. And the more silent they remain, the more legends are built around them. Do you want to dominate without speaking? Then learn to endure the discomfort of silence. Learn to smile when others doubt you. Learn to disappear when everyone else is trying to shine. True power isn't shown, it's felt. And the more you experience this, the more you'll understand that talking often dilutes your power. Be slow, be precise, be unpredictable. Make your calm a barrier, your gaze a weapon, your silence a kingdom. Don't chase the light, become the source. Because a person who controls their own energy always ends up controlling the energy of others. And one day, when you walk into a room, you'll see what an untouchable aura truly is. Conversations will stop, heads will turn. No one will know why, but everyone will feel it. That's when your energy will speak for you. You'll no longer need words. You will have become the message. If you want to forge your untouchable aura, train your mind to be silent when everything around you is screaming. Subscribe now, because in the next videos, I'm going to reveal how Machiavelli used human psychology to manipulate perception and take control without a word. And write in the comments, "I choose silence as my weapon." That's the phrase only true strategists will understand.